Namaskar. A warm welcome to World News, an Indian perspective on All India Radio. This is Ramya and with me is Reshma Tiwari, bringing glimpses of the major developments of the day from across the globe. Over the next half an hour, we shall bring you the latest from the world of politics, economy, sports, entertainment and more. The headlines: India remembers father of the nation Mahatma Gandhi and former Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri on their birth anniversaries. India's President Draupadi Murmu confers Swachh Gramin 2022 awards. Foreign Secretary Vinay Mohan Kwatra meets Maldives President Ibrahim Mohammed Soli, assures of growth in India-Maldives partnership. Russian Ministry of Defense announces withdrawal of troops from Lyman in Ukraine's Donetsk region. German Defense Minister Christine Lambrecht announces delivery of 16 howitzers to Ukraine. In cricket, India set formidable target of 238 runs before South Africa in second T20 International of the three-match series in Guwahati. And at World Team Table Tennis Championship in China, Indian men's and women's teams register wins in respective events. Nation remembered father of the nation Mahatma Gandhi and former Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri on their birth anniversaries today. President Draupadi Murmu, Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar and Prime Minister Narendra Modi paid floral tributes to Mahatma Gandhi at Rajghat on his 153rd birth anniversary. Several union ministers, Leader of Opposition in Rajya Sabha Mallikarjun Kharge and Congress President Sonia Gandhi also paid floral tributes to Bapu. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said, "This Gandhi Jayanti is even more special because India is marking Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav." He hoped that everyone always live up to Bapu's ideals. The Prime Minister also urged people to purchase khadi and handicraft products as a tribute to Gandhiji. An interfaith prayer, Sarvadharm Prarthana Sabha, was held at Samadhi of Mahatma Gandhi at Rajghat in the national capital.
रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम ईश्वर तेरे नाम सबको सन्मति दे भगवान ईश्वर
An interfaith prayer meeting was also held at Gandhi Smriti in New Delhi this evening. Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar and Prime Minister Narendra Modi paid floral tributes at the memorial in Gandhi Smriti. The President, the Vice President and the Prime Minister also visited Vijay Ghat and paid floral tributes at the Samadhi of former Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri. India's President Draupadi Murmu conferred Swachh Gramin 2022 and Jal Jeevan Mission Functionality Assessment Awards at a function in New Delhi. For Swachh Gramin, Telangana was given the first award under the category of big states, followed by Haryana and Tamil Nadu. In small states and union territories category, Andaman and Nicobar won the first award, followed by Dadra and Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu second, and finally Sikkim. The Swachh Gramin 2022 aimed to undertake ranking of states and districts on the basis of their performance attained on key quantitative and qualitative Swachh Bharat mission Gramin parameters. The awards for Functionality Assessment 2022 were given after assessing the performance of local water utilities in the states and union territories. A functionality assessment exercise is undertaken every year by the Jal Jeevan Mission to understand the status of water service delivery in households. In this category, Puducherry bagged the first award, followed by Goa and Tamil Nadu.
Foreign Secretary Vinay Mohan Quatra met President Ibrahim Mohammed Solih during an official visit to the Maldives. Quatra assured the President of the firm commitment to the growth of the relationship between India and Maldives. The Foreign Secretary also met his Maldivian counterpart Ahmed Latif and handed over speed launch to the Maldives Correctional Services under Indian grants assistance. India's Neighbourhood First policy and Maldives' India First policy work in tandem to tackle shared concerns and advance mutual interests. For India, Maldives has always been a close and important maritime neighbour. Multifaceted ties between the two countries have strengthened despite the pandemic-related disruptions. Bilateral cooperation with Maldives includes the creation of people-friendly infrastructure, housing, water and sanitation, health and education, ports, roads and stadiums. It also includes maritime security, connectivity and people-to-people exchanges. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi has expressed condolences and sympathies to US President Joe Biden for the loss of lives and devastation caused by Hurricane Ian. In a tweet, the PM stated that the country's thoughts are with the people of the United States in these difficult times. Reports suggest that the death toll in Florida has risen above 70 ever since the hurricane hit the state last week. In today's Hotspot section, we bring you news commentary on the relevance of Mahatma Gandhi's ideals in today's world.
There are certain dates in the world history which cannot be easily forgotten. 2nd of October is one such event. In 1869, on this very day, a child in the household of a divan in Porbandar, Gujarat, who came to be known subsequently as a saint of Sabarmati. Later, Rabindranath Tagore named this saint of Sabarmati as Mahatma. Later on, the word Mahatma became his identity. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was a man who later turned the table on Britishers for a free India. His initial years were not too influential. However, the seeds of truth and non-violence were sown in childhood itself, with the virtues depicted in the play on Raja Harishchandra. His deep understanding of truth was reflected in school days when a flying officer visited his school. At that time, Gandhi could not write the spelling of cattle. His teacher gesticulated and suggested him to cheat. However, Gandhi didn't resort to cheating. This solemn determination towards honesty later formed the basis of Satyagraha. Gandhiji spoke out in his own words.
मैं देख रहा हूँ कि हमारे मुल्क में काफी जगह पे आज सत्याग्रह चलता है, ऐसा कहते हैं। तो मुझको बड़ा शक है कि जिस जगह पे वो कहते हैं सत्याग्रह चलता है, वहाँ सचमुच वो सत्याग्रह है कि दुराग्रह है। ऐसा हमारे मुल्क में हो गया है। आकाशवाणी ध्वनि संग्रहालय की रिकॉर्डिंग है का नाम ले लो, लेकिन काम तो इससे उल्टा ही है।
Truth has been the noblest virtue in the life of Gandhiji. Once in his childhood he consumed meat and even committed theft from his father's pocket. However, later he repented his actions. This humility and honesty became a part of his life. Gandhiji himself accepted that in the modest manner. He says one can change the ways of the world, but for this, purity of means and sheer dedication towards work is a must. Gandhiji's dedication for work and for the welfare of the poor and the oppressed has been one of the hallmarks of his life. It is seen during his stint in England, the place where he studied law. His experiences with racism in South Africa proved to be one of the turning points. Despite having a first-class ticket, he was forced to get down from the train at Pietermaritzburg platform. This event transformed his life. After this, he renounced his princely life to lead a simple life. He fought against racism in South Africa, opened Tolstoy Ashram in Phoenix, and made conscious efforts for simple living. This evolved a new Gandhi. Now for him, every human being or every religion was his own. His experience of South Africa and perseverance on truth proved to be the ideal foil for Gandhiji on his return to India. In 1917, he went to experience the injustice meted to the indigo farmers in Champaran. The atrocities perpetrated by the British troubled him so much that he couldn't restrain himself from protesting against the British rule. He was arrested on charges of sedition. The British judge asked him to apologize, but Gandhi accepted punishment instead of apologizing. The extent of his popularity can be gauged from the fact that the judge had to set him free. After this incident, he was known as the Mahatma. The Bapu worked for the welfare of poor farmers in Champaran. He also campaigned to improve their condition and paid attention towards their cleanliness. For Gandhiji, cleanliness was akin to godliness and much more important than attaining independence. During the Congress session in Kolkata in 1933, he was moved by the poor condition of toilets and the filth in the country. He himself said, "I will not let anyone walk through my mind with their dirty feet." After returning to India, Gandhiji undertook nationwide train journeys, listening to his guru Gopal Krishna Gokhale. He came across the real India, living in villages and in poverty. These journeys proved helpful in understanding the minds of the citizens as well. He realized that if the poverty is not eradicated and every citizen does not get work, the country will not experience the change. He thought of khadi as a means of self-reliance and made charkha, spinning wheel, the symbol of Swadeshi movement. The wheel of the charkha became the symbol of his kranti or revolution. Very soon his personality changed, and everyone, irrespective of common men or higher classes, were influenced by him. Seeing this, the great scientist Albert Einstein said that the coming generations will be surprised that there was an effigy or man of flesh and bones like Gandhiji. Actually, Gandhiji imbibed truth, non-violence and renunciation in his life in such a way that his life became an open book. He himself said, "The future depends on what you do today." On the spur of this thought only, he dreamt of Swaraj, of future India. Gandhiji's notion about freedom is relevant even today. He says, when a woman would walk freely on the streets at night, from the same day one can say that India has attained independence. Gandhiji believes that the change cannot be brought in India without the development of villages. India has been an agrarian country for centuries. The pain that he felt after seeing the plight of farmers in Champaran, it remained throughout the life. That is why he had his own special view towards improving the condition of the farmers. The industrialists had their place in Gandhi's dream for independent India. He had special expectations from industrialists too. Gandhiji has been such a voice against British imperialism. His one appeal used to move the people by heart. But he hesitated to make closeness with the radio. But he chose radio to communicate his message to the refugees searching for a refuge on the Indian soil, scorched by the fire of partition. In this connection, he gave this speech to the All India Radio on the 12th of November, 1947.
मेरे दुखी भाइयों और बहनों, मुझे कोई पता नहीं है कि सिवाय आपके मुझको कोई भी सुनता है या नहीं। ये अनुभव मेरी जिंदगी में मेरे लिए दूसरा है। पहला अनुभव इंग्लैंड में हुआ था जब मैं राउंड टेबल कॉन्फ्रेंस में गया। मुझको पता ही नहीं था कि मुझको इस तरह से कुछ बोलना है। मैं तो एक अनजान पुरुष हूँ, मैं कोई दिलचस्पी भी नहीं लेता हूँ, लेकिन दुख के साथ मिल जाना वो तो मेरा जीवन भर का प्रयत्न है, जीवन भर का मेरा पेशा है।
Sardar Patel also acknowledged this power of Gandhi's messages. During the Bardoli Satyagraha of 1928, Patel said, "I'm sure that if we follow the path told by Gandhiji, then we will win laurels in the world."
मैं आज तो ये आपको कहने के लिए आया हूँ कि जो पुराना हिंदुस्तान जिसके लिए कभी कभी हमें शर्मिंदा होना पड़ता है कि इतनी सदियों तक हम गुलाम रहे, लेकिन आज जो हम आजाद हुए हैं वो आजाद हिंदुस्तान के सुपुत्रों का एक कर्तव्य है कि इसको फिर गुलाम बनने न दे।
The whole world saw the power of Gandhi's humility. Prime Minister Modi deeply understands the strength of Gandhiji. He says, Mahatma Gandhi was the only person who could rise above all differences and united people to fight with the colonizer and increased India's stature on the global stage. Gandhi is the gem of the country, says Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Historians believe India could not be liberated on the basis of strength of the power. It was only tools of truth, non-violence and non-cooperation that forced the British to leave Hind, India. Gandhi used to say, "These tools have not been discovered by him. They already existed in the Indian tradition. I'm just reminding them." The thoughts of Gandhiji are the solution to every problem in life. As long as there is inequality in the world, there will be poverty. The powerful will dominate the weak. Gandhi's thoughts will remain relevant.
This is All India Radio giving you the world news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. Welcome back to World News. Russian Ministry of Defense announced its withdrawal of troops from the city of Lyman in Ukraine's Donetsk region on Sunday. In an official announcement, the ministry stated that due to the danger of encirclement, the Allied troops left Krasny Lyman and withdrew to more advantageous positions. As per the military department, 200 Ukrainian servicemen, 5 tanks and 9 infantry fighting vehicles have been destroyed in the past 24 hours. Lyman had emerged as an important link in the Russian front line for ground communications and logistics. The Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu had previously assured that Russia's ongoing military mobilization would not affect women and students at both public and private state-accredited universities. The minister had also added that by order of the President, the military department has prepared the relevant amendments to the mobilization decree. German Defense Minister Christine Lambrecht announced the delivery of 16 wheeled armored howitzers to Ukraine. Produced in Slovakia, the Zuzana systems are financed jointly with Denmark, Norway and Germany, the German minister publicly stated upon return from her first trip to Ukraine since the start of the war there. The Zuzana howitzer is the flagship product of the Slovak defense industry. It is the only heavy weapon system produced in the country as per reports. According to the manufacturer, it can fire all types of NATO 155mm caliber ammunition. The total value of the procurement was put at 92 million euros or $90 million by the German ministry, with the three countries financing it equally.
The Danish Energy Agency reported the stoppage of one of the two Nord Stream gas pipelines. Leakages had been also reported recently. The agency tweeted that the pressure appeared to have stabilized in the pipeline, thus indicating that the leaking of gas had stopped. Methane leaks have been reported as a consequence of a blast in Baltic Sea, which damaged Nord Stream 1 and 2 pipelines this week. Nordic investigations reveal the involvement of several hundred pounds of explosives. The European Union leaders will discuss the security of their critical infrastructure in the coming week, stated Charles Michel, the head of the European Council. The leaders had termed the blasts as sabotage. After talks with Danish Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen, Michel tweeted that the blasts posed as a threat to the European Union. The issue would be addressed in the upcoming summit in the Czech capital Prague on 7th October. King Charles III made the decision of not attending the International Climate Change Summit COP27 to be held in Egypt next month. This has fueled speculation that the new monarch will have to rein in his environmental activism now that he has ascended the throne. Reports suggest that the decision came after Conservative Prime Minister Liz Truss objected to Charles attending COP27 during her meet with the King last month at Buckingham Palace. Charles had previously attended COP26 in Glasgow, Scotland, but his attendance at this year's conference was not confirmed. The summit is taking place from 16th to 18th November in the Red Sea resort of Sharm el-Sheikh. Under the rules that govern Britain's constitutional monarchy, the king is barred from interfering in politics. Hence, by convention, all official overseas visits by the royal family are undertaken in accordance with advice from the government.
In Indonesia, around 174 people have died and about 180 have been injured in a stampede at a football match. The stampede happened after chaos and violence erupted following an Indonesian League soccer match between Arema FC and Persebaya Surabaya in East Java on Saturday night. In a press conference, Police Chief Niko Afinta said supporters of losing team Arema FC invaded the pitch and police fired tear gas. This triggered a stampede which led to cases of suffocation. The number of spectators exceeded the stadium's stated capacity of 38,000 by around 4,000 people. Indonesia's Sports and Youth Minister Zainuddin Amali stated that a full investigation would be carried into the tragedy to determine responsible parties. President Joko Widodo has ordered that all matches in Indonesia's top league must be stopped until investigation concluded. United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres has urged people to shun violence by following Mahatma Gandhi's principle of ahimsa on the occasion of his 153rd birth anniversary. The UN chief tweeted that on the International Day of Non-Violence on Sunday, the world celebrates Mahatma Gandhi's birthday and values of peace, respect and the essential dignity are shared by everyone. He added that on Sunday, challenges can be conquered by embracing these values and working across cultures and borders to build a better future.
On Saturday, the ruling centre-right New Unity Party of Prime Minister Krišjānis Kariņš in Latvia won the election. According to provisional results, with 19% of the vote, Kariņš will be heading another coalition government. Kariņš's party has won the most support following the election. Members of the current coalition have won 42 seats in the 100-seat parliament. Talking to media, Kariņš said he would be working to craft a coalition of like-minded parties. In cricket, chasing a massive target of 238 runs set by India, South Africa were 170 for 3 in 17.1 overs in the second T20 international of 3-match series at Baraspara Cricket Stadium in Guwahati when reports last came in. Put into bat first, the hosts posted formidable score of 237 runs for 3 wickets in the stipulated 20 overs, riding on Suryakumar Yadav's breezy 61, KL Rahul's 57 and Virat Kohli's unbeaten 49 runs. For visitors, Keshav Maharaj took 2 wickets. Earlier, South Africa won the toss and opted to field.
At the World Team Table Tennis Championships in China, the Indian men's and women's teams registered wins over Germany and the Czech Republic in their respective matches. The Indian men's team, unseeded in the competition, were led by Satyan Gnanashekharan, who pulled off 2 wins over higher-ranked players in the tie to give his side 3-1 over second-seeds Germany in their Group 2 tie. The Indian men now sit second in Group 2 with 4 points and will next face Kazakhstan on Monday. Meanwhile, the Indian women's team won its first tie of the tournament after a 3-0 win over the Czech Republic. The women's team now sits second in Group 5 and will face Egypt next. India needs to finish in the top 2 in their group to progress to the round of 16. Over the past 75 years since independence, India's largest public service broadcaster, All India Radio, has been the proverbial storyteller for crores of people across the country. All India Radio is celebrating 75 years of freedom with a series, Azad Bharat Ki Baat Akashvani ke Saath. It showcases the journey of India since independence in various walks of life through the storytelling of All India Radio. In today's episode, we bring you the story of Swachh Bharat mission.
Swachh Bharat mission is a countrywide campaign launched by the Union government in 2014 to eliminate open defecation and improve solid waste management. Phase 1 of the campaign lasted till October 2019. Phase 2 has been implemented between 2020-21 and 2024-25 to help cement the work of Phase 1. Launching the Swachh Bharat mission on 2nd October 2014, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said, "Aim of this campaign is to achieve the vision of a clean India by 2nd October 2019. He said, "A clean India would be the best tribute India could pay to Mahatma Gandhi on his 150th birth anniversary."
2019 महात्मा गांधी की 150वीं जयंती हम मनाने वाले हैं और महात्मा गांधी की 150वीं जयंती स्वच्छ भारत को हमें उन्हें अर्पित करना है। महात्मा गांधी को 150वीं जयंती पर इससे बड़ी कोई श्रद्धांजलि नहीं हो सकती।
Prime Minister Modi led a cleanliness pledge at India Gate, which about 30 lakh government employees across the country joined. While leading the mass movement for cleanliness, Mr. Modi exhorted people to fulfill Mahatma Gandhi's dream of a clean and hygienic India. Mahatma Gandhi used to say that cleanliness is next to godliness.
ऐसा मानकर हर एक आदमी बैठे कि हम अगर साफ रखें अपना मकान को, अपना देह को, अपना आत्मा को, तो विषय सब साफ ही रखेंगे और उसका नतीजा ये आता है कैसे वो बताने की जरूरत नहीं है। इसलिए मैं कहूँगा वो जो बहन पूछती है ऐसे सबको कि अगर आप ये सचमुच सेवा करना चाहते हैं, सेवा भाव से, नाम के लिए नहीं और सेवा ही करने के लिए, तो विषय आपके लिए बहुत बड़ा क्षेत्र सिर्फ दिल्ली में ही पड़ा, मुझको कोई बताने की आवश्यकता नहीं है।
By inviting people to participate in the drive, the Swachhata Abhiyan is turned into a national movement. Under the mission, all villages, Gram Panchayats, districts, states and union territories in India declared themselves open defecation free ODF by 2nd October 2019 by constructing over 100 million toilets in rural India. To ensure that the open defecation free behaviors are sustained, no one is left behind and that solid and liquid waste management facilities are accessible, the mission has moved towards a phase 2 of Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin. ODF Plus activities under phase 2 of Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin aim to reinforce ODF behaviors and focus on providing interventions for the safe management of solid and liquid waste in villages. The goal of Swachh Bharat Mission Urban 2.0 is to make the cities completely free of garbage. In the journey of Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, there is a mission, there is respect, there is dignity, and there is also unmatched love for the motherland.
Now let's take a look at the major developments around the world as reported in the foreign press. The Guardian reports that Michael Gove tells Liz Truss that cutting tax for highest earners is wrong as protesters gather at start of Tory conference. The Financial Times writes, OPEC Plus plans substantial oil production cut to prop up prices. The Wall Street Journal writes, inflation keeps the US from stepping in to slow dollar's rapid rise.
And a quick look at the headlines once again. India remembers father of the nation Mahatma Gandhi and former Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri on their birth anniversaries. India's President Draupadi Murmu confers Swachh Sarvekshan Gramin 2022 awards. Foreign Secretary Vinay Mohan Quatra meets Maldives President Ibrahim Mohammed Solih, assures of growth in India-Maldives partnership. Russian Minister of Defense announces withdrawal of troops from Lyman in Ukraine's Donetsk region. German Defense Minister Christine Lambrecht announces delivery of 16 howitzers to Ukraine. In cricket, India set formidable target of 238 runs before South Africa in second T20 International of 3-match series in Guwahati. And at World Team Table Tennis Championships in China, Indian men's and women's teams register wins in respective events. And now, before we end, let us listen to Mahatma Gandhi's favorite bhajan Vaishnav Jan by artists from Guinea-Bissau. And with that, we end this bulletin. We'll be back at the same time tomorrow with the next edition of World News.
India.